Hello friends, Samuel Graham still doing TCGs, looking at Legion's Realms at War from Future Lore Studios again. Proudly Canadian. I mean, I'm not Canadian, but they are, and I appreciate them for that. So we're cracking another one of these two-player decks today, looking at Hero and Orc. I did Angels and Demons the first time. Let's see how things look for this one. I'm curious to see more of the old school art that was done exclusively for that. As usual, we've got our 2 decks and 2 booster packs. So that's interesting. Okay. I'd actually made a comment about the booster packs I opened from a booster box, the packs themselves looking kind of blurry and not sharp. Maybe that was just the box I had, because that problem is not there on these packs. So maybe it was just a weird print box that I had. But looking at these 2 booster packs, um, they do not have that blurriness, the kind of offset printing. And even, yeah, looking at the back of it, I had a hard time reading like the contents of the packs on the back. And that is really clear here as well. So yeah, maybe I just had a weird print box, but this looks much better. Anywho, into the decks themselves, then we'll take a look at the booster packs. This is the Hero deck. So, looking through the rules, trying to start, I won't get it until I actually sit down and really start playing some, but a little ding on him. But so your Warlord is like, think Commander from um, Magic, playing Commander, or like your hero from Flesh and Blood. This is like your avatar in the game, basically. This is who you are. So Alaro, the King of Kingdoms, kind of reminds me of the Kings of Stormwind from World of Warcraft. That's not a problem. That's a really cool looking piece of art. I like that a lot. And we've got sort of a, hey, limited run. We're going to explain that I completely missed the first time around, that the decks themselves were specialty art. I didn't catch that until I opened the packs that were attached. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? So we've got the Veil. So there are certain things that can only be done in the game once the Veil flips. So it starts with 3 counters, and at the beginning of your turn, every turn, a counter ticks off. So that's an advantage of being the first player. You don't draw a card if you're the first player. You can't attack if you're the first player on your first turn. But you can get the first token to tick, which is kind of cool. And then that flips over and gives you a different, some special effect for each Veil and Realm as you're doing it. The Synergy is one of the cards, I believe. So there are Guardians that don't come in these starters, but then the Synergy is one of the things that you cannot do until the Veil flips to the Realm side. See, I dig this art. I don't know. I respect people who don't. Like, the person that I'm thinking of specifically is the Scheming Skeleton YouTube. Um, I have enormous respect for him and his opinions, so I get it. It's art like this is always kind of in the eyes of the beholder. Um, like that's just cool. That's so 90s. So not poo-pooing somebody's opinion because people always say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Art is a very, subjective kind of thing. Um, so far be it for me to judge his opinion, but I really like this art. Um, I do see the point he made though about, hey, this is a starter product, and the art is not um, reflective of the overall art of the rest of the game, with the exception of the warlords. I get that argument. I see the point being made there. Um, I can't fault that statement. Like, I think that's funny. I love it. And this one, the other art, like the main art, is really cool looking, like super awesome looking shears and all that. I like this too. I don't hate it. So yeah, I mean, so disagree with people sometimes on that. Um, but uh, I think it's pretty sharp. I like it a lot. Like to the point that that's one of those things that this art was all that he had seen when he said, "Oh, I hate the art. Like it completely turns me off to the game," and so he wasn't interested at all. Um, Based on that, until people started talking. Well, I don't know. The art's really good. And then he kind of issued a retraction, which I thought was cool. He's like, "Okay, let me be specific," uh, because he's a good dude. So I look forward to seeing what he thinks about the actual game um, from that perspective. See, that looks awesome. But this stuff's just kind of cool too. I love it. I love it. So the fortifieds and unifieds, I feel like I say this every time, which is fine. So they're like support cards that you play on your side. Fortified are like defensive cards play that you put them on your field, but then they trigger like you actually use them on your opponent's turn. Whereas a unified is on your turn. So like bestow +3 attack to all orc warriors. Like this is boosting your warriors attacking your opponent. Whereas a fortified is face up on the field, all other face up orc bane, unified and fortified cards on your side of the field cannot be destroyed. You can pay Bloodborne, which is pay your health, and target one warrior on the field, destroy it. Like that's pretty cool. Target one orc bane in your discard pile, revive it. Yeah, see, there's all kinds of neat stuff there. Different ways to. I'm guessing just based on what I've heard from the Vetflix and Chills folk that there are pretty major differences to the decks, the way the decks play the different factions, which I would expect. Um, that they don't tend to like, several of them don't really like the Angels, which is what I would lean towards. So we'll see. Maybe I'll come up with something fun. So yeah, those are the contents of the two decks. Let's see what our not blurry booster packs have to show us. Set fire to the world. I remember I pulled a copy of that in my booster box. So look, we got a hero card and an orc card right there. How about that? I will say that this one's giving me a little bit of a hard time, but overall, I've found the booster packs very easy to open for this game too, which is something I appreciate. I don't know exactly what different process or what different, uh, what logistics go into what wrapper and booster packs you're using. Oh, hey, but I enjoy the ease of opening. So whatever they did, I give 2 thumbs up. So we got a Renown. It's the step above rare. Mount Fingar, the Frozen Peak. This appears to be a dwarf card. So it's a synergy. Okay. So this plays like it starts the game, but you can't use it until the veil flips. Target up to 2 cards of the field. Return the targeted cards to the respective owner's hand. Manifest up to 2 Frostwolf Dwarf Warrior tokens. Attack 1 with Frostbite. When this warrior battles another warrior, the opposing warrior loses half of their attack power rounded down. That seems cool. And so the CD6 is the cooldown. So when you use it, you got to tick off that many turns before you can use it again. Well, all right. Not the faction I was looking for, but I'll take a Renown all day, every day. Sweet. So yeah, those are the decks. The hero and the warrior. Oh, and I just did notice there actually are, so the DCM is the health total for your warlord. So there are actually different health totals. They're not all starting from the same place, which is interesting, and I like that. I mean, it's cool in some games where you've got the everybody static starting in the same spot, but it's kind of neat to have a little bit of decision making in that too, that everything's not exactly the same. I definitely like that. Let me know what you think. Do you like the art? Which art do you like better? Which art style? So here's what I'm talking about is like the kind of realistic art style versus the kind of cartoony um, 90s art style. What do you like better? Do you like both of them like I do? I, I definitely do. I mean, I love the realistic current modern art style, but I do really enjoy that old style too. Um, but yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you've played the game, whether you like it or not. Uh, like, subscribe, comment, give me all that stuff. I hate asking for it, but we'll throw it out there every now and then. Uh, thank you very much for your time, regardless, and enjoy playing games and have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all.